What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, van is now in paint and has all been lacquered. Has been sat for a few days just to try and let the paint harden off. But, look at this. Ooh! So, I've started bolting a few panels back on, just to get them out of the way because they were going to get damaged in the workshop. I think where we left off on the last video, I'd got the doors and tailgate and things like that in the booth ready to clear the outside. So yeah, everything has now been cleared, and I have to say, I've learned so much about painting from doing this. The clear that I did on the doors, sort of the second batch of clearing on the outside of everything, is a hell of a lot better. First lot was the roof, which it's covered in dirt, but really wasn't the best. Second lot, which was the shell, which wasn't amazing, bit peely, but we've managed to cut and sand some of it back as a tester just to make sure it worked. But then the other parts, it went on a lot better. It's still not perfect, and it's still not amazing, but with a little bit of cutting, it's coming up pretty nice. So this episode is going to be me sanding and cutting this all back and then polishing it all up again. Now, I'm no expert on this. I have done it a few times before, but basically what we're going to do is use some really fine grit sandpaper to sand the surface of the lacquer to get all the orange peel out and make it flat, pretty much in a similar way that we did with the guide coat on the primer to get that flat, ready to lay the base onto. Sand that all to get rid of all the orange peel, sand it through 2,000, 2,500, maybe 3,000, and then we will polish it with a two-stage polishing process. So, first process we need to do is wet sanding, and it is exactly what it sounds like. You have wet and dry sandpaper and a bottle full of water that you spray on the panel. So you need to keep the panel nice and wet, so there's a bit of a barrier between the sandpaper and the paint. And then you basically sand it all to get rid of all of the orange peel that's in the paint so that it goes flat. Now, I did do a little bit on this bit, which I'll see if I can catch with the camera. So it's the same idea as what we did with the primer. So you can see here, you can see there you've got patches where you've got dark patches, light patches. When it goes light and it's all the same colour, that means you've cut all of the orange peel out of the paint. And that's what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to get this as flat as we can, so that when we come to buffing it up, we've got a flat surface that looks flat, really, basically, is the way to do it. So this, you've got a couple of runs. There's a run here, that's what I've sanded here to see if we can get out. There's a run here that we need to sand out. And the way I'm going to do that for this run is I've got a block, I've got some 1200, so I'm going to start with 1200 just to cut this down as quick as I can, and then we'll get some 2000 and we'll flat the whole panel off, make sure it's all the same colour, then we'll go over again with the 2500, see if we need the 3000, and then we'll buff it out. Before we carry on, if you haven't already, do please consider hitting subscribe and press that little bell to get a notification of when we post a new video. 70% of you guys that are watching the channel at the moment aren't subscribed. I'm trying my hardest to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Each one of you that clicks on that subscribe is helping me reach that goal and get that plaque on my wall. Right, let's get back to it. There we go then, that is that all sanded up. So we've gone over it with 1200, 2000, 2500, 3000, which are these Trizact pads, which are unbelievable. So now that's all done, we're going to go in with a rotary polisher, which is the next step. We'll use a hard pad with some G3 compound. Then we'll come back, once we've gone over all of it with that, with a softer pad with some Meguiar's Ultra finishing polish. So I'm not trying to do a step-by-step, this is how you do it process. I will put a link in the description to Tony's Refinishing, who knows a hell of a lot more about all of this than I do. But what we're going to do now is buff and polish this up, and hopefully we'll be able to see a reflection in the paint. So let's do that now. One other thing that you do really need, a set of headphones and a good podcast. Let's get set up and get rolling. And there is stage one of the polishing done. Are you ready? Look at that. So it's not A1 perfect, but you can see me in it and it looks pretty good. So yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I'm going to go back in now, hit it with stage 2 and the soft pad. Just give it another bit of a buff up, and then we'll move on to above there, that door, that front wing, and then we'll start on the sliding door. So yeah, hope you're enjoying watching me buff and sand stuff. There we go. That is that. Second stage, buff and polished, and it is nice and shiny. So I'll jump on now and do the front of this, get this door, this wing, and this top bit done. Then we'll jump on the sliding door, get it all sorted, and then I have actually done the rest of the van. So I've done the rest of the van already. Tailgate's all sorted. This side is all sorted and done, doors done, wings done, bonnet's done. Roof, I've not done anything with yet. I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy with the finish on it, so I'm ignoring the roof. We're gonna get everything else done. Oh, that's slippery. I'm ignoring the roof, gonna get everything else done. Then I'm gonna mask out the whole van. I will key the roof and we will re-clear the roof, because I'm just not happy with the finish on it at all. And then you'll see me back, hopefully, when it's all done and we can start putting it back together. So, I stopped filming me doing the polishing because I figured you didn't need to see loads. It isn't a how-to guide. Hit up Tony's Refinishing. I'll put a link in the description. He's got all of the how-tos and explains what you do, why you do it, and how you do it on there. This is more of an overview of the whole project. So, ooh, there she is. Looking pretty nice. Looking good, gotta say. I'm well happy with how this paint's turned out. And the van just looks mega. So, it's been a day or so, I think. I finished polishing this morning, so it's been about a day since I put the camera up. Finished polishing first thing this morning. I had a sliding door to do, which is now done. But what I've done this morning, look at that. Front bumper is on. Oh, it's not finished. I've got to clip this in and screw it in and whatever, but it's on and looking absolutely mega. Well happy with it. Grill, obviously, grill area I've painted out black as well. Now, that was supposed to be satin. It seems to be gloss. So I'm probably going to have to get some satin paint to redo that because I'm not happy with it. I want it all satin. But it's on. So what we're going to do now is I'll just chuck a time lapse on and we'll start getting all of this back together because there is a lot. As you remember when we stripped it down, everything is stripped down to bare bones. So let me grab some stuff, set the GoPro up, and we'll just make a start putting this back together. Good morning. So we got most of the passenger side reassembled yesterday. Door, front door opens, closes as it should. Sliding door opens, closes as it should. Sliding rail is on and really tidies this back end up. Now, fuel flap, unfortunately, a bit of a problem with that. So when I painted it and lacquered it, I didn't realise there was a big line down the middle of it. So I sanded it back after I'd lacquered it, tried to repaint it, and if you can see, for some reason, it's reacted. So I've got no paint left. So I've got to sand that all the way back. Some paint coming next week. We'll sort that out, get that ready, get that all cleared, painted, cleared, and on the van. But I woke up this morning and wasn't happy with the grill situation and things. So I've been and got some satin black, actual satin black, not gloss, because I'm pretty sure it was gloss. And I've been and got some of Halford's finest. We've repainted the grille on the bumper outside, utilising the heat from the sun. And I've repainted all of the mirror parts as well. And they look a hell of a lot better. It looks so much nicer. I'm really not a fan of gloss blacking everything. I just don't think it looks right. So those are done. I'm going to get the passenger side mirror assembled and put on that side. Then we'll jump on and get the driver's door all assembled and all back together and everything. Right, I've got this door mostly built up, but I need to lift the window mechanism now to be able to mount the window to the bits that hold it, turning the ignition on. The battery's that dead that I can't even do anything. So I want to talk to you about this that I've been sent. AutoWit Supercap 2 Light Jump Starter. So this is sort of like a jump starter pack. But it isn't a jump starter pack in the traditional sense where it's a battery bank that you charge up. It's got something in it called supercapacitors, And basically what it does, I've already got it out of the box. What you do is put this onto a battery. Now, so long as the battery is above a certain voltage, which I don't know what it is, basically it takes the residual power that's left in the battery, fills the supercapacitors up to the 12, 13 volts it needs to be able to start the vehicle. Press the button on the side of it, it does some beeping, you get in, when it's a continuous beep, it gives you the full power of that pack to jump start your car. Now, it will start, this one is the light one, so this will start up to a 5 litre petrol engine, 3.5 litre diesel, work minus 40 to plus 70 degrees. You can use it more than 100,000 times. No need to pre-charge, no risk of explosion, and there's no batteries inside. I have used this the other day on a motorhome, and it's absolutely brilliant. So, I'll plug it onto the battery and just show you what it's doing. Red to red, black to black. And if you look here, the little screen, so my battery is currently sitting at like 9 volts. This is charged up to 40%. And if we keep an eye on it, it's now taking the residual charge out of the van battery and putting it into this battery bank. Now, what if your battery's too low to hear you say? Well, this comes with a cigar plug for your car, so you can plug it into your cigarette lighter in your car and it will charge it up that way. And it also comes with a USB, so you can plug it into a USB in home or an adapter or something to plug it in and charge it off of your house mains voltage. I charged it up off the Golf the other day to do this motorhome, and it took about, it was completely dead, this was, because obviously it had been shipped. It took about 50 seconds, 40 seconds to fully charge up, which isn't bad at all. This is going to take a little bit longer, but as you can see, she's already at 74%. They say it's about, roughly about 3 to 4 minutes to charge up, so we'll wait for that to charge up, press the button, and then we'll start the van. But yeah, brilliant little bit of kit. There we are, fully charged. So, on the side here, we've got this little red button. Press that, getting ready. So that gives you 10 seconds to get in your car. It will then continuously beep, which means it's giving you the full power there to be able to start it. Brilliant, brilliant little bit of kit. Brilliant little bit of kit. Take that battery pack off, leave that running for a little bit. But it's there if we need it. I'll put a link in the description if you're after one of these then, guys. Brilliant bit of kit, not a lot of money. Definitely go and check them out. Well worth having in the garage or in the back of your car. Right, workshop is an absolute tip. There's stuff everywhere. But she is mostly, not finished, mostly assembled. So let's go and get her outside, get her in the sun, see what she looks like. There it is, after weeks and weeks of work, there she is. Now, I've got to say, it isn't completely finished yet, as in, A, it isn't put back together properly, and B, I haven't finished polishing it yet. It does still need a fair amount of work to get it to where I am happy. But, having said that, for my very first attempt, the paint has gone on, I think, pretty well. It's just a polishing and detailing issue. There's swirls in the paintwork where I've tried polishing it and it's just gone wrong. So I've got some more compounds to give a go, or we might even try and get a detailer over, see if we can find someone to come and give it a good detail. But it is looking amazing. It looks so good. I am so pleased with the way that this has turned out. It is exactly the image I had in my head when I bought it. Look at it. Man, I am so stoked. That grille, obviously we've changed it earlier in the video. We'd got on gloss. The satin black, it fits with all of the bits of plastic that are on the bumper anyway. It all just ties it all in together. I'm not a fan of gloss. I hate gloss. I just don't like it at all. I don't think it works. But yeah, other than the wheels not looking the best, and obviously the ride height, and it's not got a windscreen or a back window, and it's not put back together properly, I'm well happy. Look at it, it's just so good. Well worth all the hassle and all the hours and all the heartache and all the pain that it has been doing it. My first ever full respray paint job. Man, it looks good. Another little thing I've done which I've not talked about. We've put a shark fin area on the roof. Obviously I've removed the aerial that's in the wing mirror from the standard wing mirrors. So yeah, I've put a shark fin on the roof. Now this is the DAB. It will do sat nav. It will do all sorts of stuff. So you've not got to have one of them horrible ones in the window. I don't think it's that out of place on the roof. So yeah, we've chucked one of them on, and it looks good. Still got all the rub strips and stuff to put on as well. So I want to say a massive, massive thank you to everybody that has helped me out with this project. There's loads of people that have been messaging me on Instagram, giving me paint advice, detailing advice, all sorts. Thank you all so much. I'm sorry I can't reply to everybody. I do get a lot of messages. I want to thank, in particular, Breakwells Paints for supplying me with all of the paint and all the materials to be able to do this colour change job. Tony's Refinishing, YouTube guy, amazing. He's a painter. He's given me a lot of advice. He's had a lot of stupid questions, and he's been on the phone a lot. I want to say thanks to my mate James at Spray Limited as well. Again, putting up with stupid questions, me in and out of his place, constantly borrowing this, taking that. Have you got this? I can't find that. How do you do this? So massive thank you to him as well. And anyone else that I've forgotten, my head is fried. Today's been a long old day trying to get this back together. This video goes live at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I've now got to go home and start editing it. So we'll leave this one here, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, enjoy.